sampling. We're going to be showing you how to not ask everyone in a population, a smaller group. So why take samples? Well, sometimes it's too difficult, too expensive, or time-consuming to receive data or responses from everyone in a population. You might not have the resources or the manpower in your group to literally go around, ask everyone, get a response back from them. It's just not possible for you to do such a thing. A sample can provide a good estimate of a population without asking all individuals for a response. Well, there are a couple types of sampling. One type of sampling is random sampling. And in this kind of sampling, every individual in a population has an equal chance of being selected for the sample. This is a good thing. You don't want to just pick certain individuals that maybe you're familiar with. It should be random so that you're not necessarily biasing your data. Another type of sampling is stratified sampling. Here, every subgroup or strata in a population is equally represented. So here, if you were sampling students in a school, you might want to sample an equal number of students in each grade so that you're not overly representing one group versus another. So this is stratified sampling. Well, best of both worlds is a stratified random sampling. This is the technique that combines both random and stratified sampling, and it's the best way to make sure that your responses from your sample are a good estimate of the population. So here is a data set of a group that we're going to look at right now. Obviously, I'm not going through the process of how you acquired this data. Maybe that would be a great thing for another video where we can show how to collect data from like the US Census information, which is public information. But if you have your population data in a spreadsheet, how can we then go ahead and take a stratified random sample of that? Okay, so right now, this is all the students in our school. It's got their grade, homeroom teacher, student email, birth month, birth year, and it's got this other column for a random number. We're going to come back to that in a second. Now, I might not want to look at the whole school as my whole population. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go up to data at the top here, and I'm going to click create a filter. Now you'll notice that each of the column headings here now has these little lines that kind of form like an upside down, well, forms a triangle here. All right, so let's just say that I don't want to look at all three grades. I want to look at grade 7. If I click that triangle, I've got all kinds of ways to sort and organize this data. So I'm going to go down here, and it knows that the data values in this column are either 6, 7, or 8. Well, I'm going to uncheck 6 and 8 and click OK. Now it's only showing me the data in 7th grade. We didn't delete any of the other data. If we ever want it back, we can go back and check those other grades and they come back to us. That's the great thing about a filter. So I'm going to uncheck 6th grade again. All right, so that's going to be my population, 7th grade students. Now I want to think about how is it important for me to stratify these groups. So perhaps what I really want to do is I want to make sure that I have an equal sampling of each homeroom. Okay, well, homeroom is here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to click that. I am going to unclick, oh, I can clear all. I can clear all of them. There we go. That's the quick way. Now, I have selected none. I'm going to go back up and I'm going to start with the first group or strata and click OK. Great, now we've just got the students in this particular homeroom. All right, so now that we've got it down to our population 7th grade, our subgroup or strata, homeroom 112 in this case, now we want to go ahead and pick a small, randomly selected number of individuals from this group. I'm going to want to pick 3 individuals from each strata. That's going to be my rule, and I want it to be random. So we have random numbers over here. I've already added this column in here. It's a pretty easy formula if you want to use it. You type equals, you can see it up here, rand for random, rand between, and then you put the first number, comma, the biggest number that you want them to go between. I went 1 to 100, but you could make them much larger than that. Okay, so I'm going from 1 to 100. Now what I can do here is, let's say if I want the 3 smallest, I can come to my toggle, my filter for the random column. Oh, and look, I can see the 3 smallest numbers are 6, 15, and 16. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clear all of the checks on all of these random numbers, and then I'm going to go back and check the 3 smallest. And I'm going to click OK. Ta-da! And now you're like, but wait, how come it didn't keep those random numbers? The interesting thing about the random number formula is that anytime anything changes about this sheet, the random numbers change. So these are the 3 individuals that formerly had the lowest 3 random numbers. Okay, great. So I'm going to add them to our sample. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight them. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to go over to our sample. I'm going to leave the top row blank so I can put the headings there later. I'm going to paste them. Great. Now I'm going to go back to population. I'm going to remove the filter here. So I'm going to clear, select all. Actually, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, that brings everyone back. And then I'm going to go up here and I'm going to change the homeroom. I don't want 112, I want 113. That's my next strata or group. I click OK. Now I have this group. I can go to random number. I can clear them all, pick the 3 smallest, because that's the rule I made for me. If I wanted to pick the 3 biggest, or if I wanted to pick the first 5 even numbers, you could do all kinds of different ways that you want to go about this. I'm going to click OK now. Now I have another group from this strata. It's random, it's stratified. I'm going to bring it over here, paste it in with my sampling group. And I'm going to keep repeating this process over and over for each of my different strata. So 116 would be next. And then I go and pick my 3 smallest. Interesting. So this time when I went to pick 3 smallest, and I was kind of wondering if this would happen, there must have been 2 people with the same random number. And if that happens, it'll obviously, that's why when I checked them, there was 2 with the same value. So it's up to you if you want to go ahead and say, all right, well, I'm going to pick the 3 smallest on this one, or if you just want to do it again until you actually get, you could just, select all again, and then you could try to do these 3 smallest. This time I got 3, and I could copy and paste them into our random sample. And so this way we are slowly building a stratified random sample. 3 students from each strata or homeroom, and they are randomly selected by their random numbers. Thanks so much for joining me to make random samples. Now it's your turn to go ahead and make your own stratified random sample. Things to think about. What is your population? What are your stratas, or the groups within your population? And how are you going to randomly pick them? What rule are you going to use? It's good to pick that before you go ahead so that you make sure that you're not bringing any of your bias even into the way your random rule is designed.